Now.
First at 5, a key win today for 3 former state officials who were facing charges tied to the Flint Water Crisis. The state Supreme Court ruled that there is an issue with the way that they were charged.
Doug Reardon joins us now after investigating what this means for their cases. Doug.
Yeah, good evening, guys. It very well could mean that charges against 3 former members of Governor Rick Snyder's administration, and maybe even Snyder himself, could eventually be dropped. The state Supreme Court ruled today that they weren't afforded an important step in the criminal process.
In one of her first acts as Michigan Attorney General, Dana Nessel in 2019 reset the investigation into the Flint Water Crisis. 7 people were eventually charged, but on Tuesday, the state Supreme Court issued a massive win for 3 of them. Former Health Director Nick Lyon, former DHHS official Nancy Peeler, and a former top aide to Governor Rick Snyder, Richard Baird, may see their charges dropped because of how they were issued.
And I'm extraordinarily pleased in the decision from the Supreme Court.
Attorney Anastace Marcoux, who represented Richard Baird, says the charges were brought by a Genesee County judge in a closed-door process known as a one-man grand jury. Since the early 1900s, it's been a polarizing process.
It has been challenged since its inception on multiple bases for years and years and years because it's a secret, private, almost star chamber-like process where a defendant who's under investigation essentially has no rights whatsoever.
Marcoux successfully argued that one of the rights it denies is the right to a preliminary examination, a day in court where defendants in Michigan get to argue the charges against them and see the evidence before trial. Marcoux says his client never got that.
Rather than employing that route, they did something called a judge-issued indictment, which is now considered improper under the statute, and they did it in a way to try to avoid a preliminary examination.
In their opinion, the Michigan Supreme Court unanimously ruled that state laws, quote, authorize a judge to investigate, subpoena witnesses, and issue arrest warrants, but they do not authorize a judge to issue indictments, unquote. The Attorney General's office told Fox 17 plainly on Tuesday, quote, the prosecution team is reviewing the opinion from the court, unquote. As for the victims, the hundreds and hundreds of people who were sickened by the toxic switch from Detroit to Flint Water, Marcoux says his client has nothing to do with that.
That was all done way before anybody at the state level got involved in this case. That was all done at the local level. So the damage was done. The damage was done.
So now the case will go back to Genesee Circuit Court where the defendants will argue for the charges to be dismissed. Marcoux says that's exactly what he expects to happen and could happen for, all former 7 members of that administration, including Governor Snyder. In the studio, Doug Reardon, Fox 17 News.